Welcome back to the World Mental Health Forum Summit in collaboration with Collaboration Global. That's a mouthful. Try saying that when you're too tired. Back with Jill Tiny and one of our many guests, the delightful Anne Scottlin has joined us for this current session. Hi, Anne. Lovely to have you here.
Hi, Jill. I'm glad to be here and with all of you.
Fantastic. Anne and I have realized that we are basically the same person on different sides of the world. So I understand and empathize with a lot of the stuff that she says and a lot of the things that she can help her clients with. So I was very keen to interview her and find out about what happens. And I'm wondering whether I'm the same. This is what I'm curious about now. When she is feeling life is a bit tough or she's feeling a bit down, sometimes for no good reason, and you know that you've got something you've got to get through or something you've got to do, and you've got to be on. You've got to be fully fledged, up there, high energy, getting the job done, and actually you feel like it's the last thing you want to do in the world. Now, I know, Anne, that from our conversations over the last year, you have had quite a journey,
Yes.
to say the least, to put it mildly.
Yes.
And obviously, there have been times when it's just been ridiculous for you to sort of be on and be this high energy, fully supportive, amazing woman that you normally are. And that's one of the things you do for your clients is you help them find that space, that energy, that full frontal, you can do this kind of space. I know for me, when I'm that for other people, the next day I'm quite exhausted and I can't even pull myself out of bed sometimes when you've been giving a lot. So tell us some of the not tips and tricks, because it isn't tips and tricks, it's a way of life that you have found through your amazing journey. And I can't wait to read the book when eventually your memoir comes out. What sort of things do you do when you are depleted that helps you get back so that you can actually help your clients?
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things that we often think of is I feel down for no good reason at all. And while occasionally your digestion from dinner last night or something might give you a little bit of a bad day,
Yeah.
there usually is a reason, and it can be present, it can be past, it can be anxiety about the future. There
Yeah.
is a reason. And I think working back and finding that reason is definitely one of the big parts of helping solve the problem. And, the last year was unexpected for me. My parents were living in another state. My dad got severely ill and had to be permanently put in care. And I had to move them clear across from one side of the United States and California to the other side and get them established, and then deal with a large old house full to the brim after 35 years of not throwing anything away,
Wow.
and try to get it ready to rent,
Mm.
living in the house, getting it remodeled while we used to have a live-in contractor, carpenter. That's just inconvenient. But what was really bothering me was going through a lot of painful childhood memories.
Yeah.
So going through the boxes and boxes and boxes of good and bad, and just realizing how triggered I was from a lot of that stuff that I had long since forgotten, which told me it was still living in me.
Yeah.
And then it was hard sometimes. I'm, a very sensitive, empathic kind of person, and it was like you. And so it was hard for me to bounce back enough for clients, for doing, 2 weekly live video podcasts, for like all the stuff that I normally do.
Mm.
And I felt very much a failure. I started going into sort of a professional crisis because I felt like I was losing all my joie de vivre, my resource, my not being able to cope.
Yeah.
um, I love privacy when I'm working, and in a house of chaos and construction that wasn't happening.
I know that
And
feeling.
then, this is just one year and it's not the end of the world. And then one of my best friends, which was one of my little dogs, died suddenly while we're living in that house away from our home. Um, I felt like we should have been able to prevent it. So you go into that guilt thing. She was young, and just devastating when you feel out of control.
Mm.
and start doubting who you are. You start doubting, like, how do I have a right to help other clients when I can't even help myself? Like, I feel so stuck. You feel that darkness like creeping in, creeping in. You're
Hmm.
tired. You physically can't cope.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not used to having that all the time. Thank goodness. My best friend has chronic fatigue syndrome and suffers every single day of her life to even get out of bed.
Mm.
But for me, when I'm technically healthy, there's shame when I physically can't cope.
Yeah.
Like, I'm used to being able to will myself through anything. I used to be an actress. I have, you turn on that switch. I couldn't turn on the switch. And that started making me very scared.
Yeah.
Um, I wasn't communicating well with my partner. I felt like I wasn't being heard. And for me, that's the most important thing about any kind of care, whether it's professional, personal, whether love, is really being heard in your need.
Mm.
Um, and I felt like, yeah, how can I help others? So it was a very dark time. I got professional help again, which as a coach and nurturer and teacher myself, I never teach what I don't do.
Yeah.
And when I have these things, the one thing that encourages me is hopefully I will learn new tools and things to help people, to help my clients to come through
Yeah.
themselves. Um, and one of the things, just briefly, that I felt was kind of coming to the surface and ultimately going to be in my new book as well, was all pain, all fear is pain. And in many ways, all pain is fear.
Yeah.
And understanding these fears that we've pushed down, we don't call them fears, we call them little annoying thoughts or anxieties or this subconscious thing that's running under the surface.
Mm.
But so much of it is going back to shame, to guilt, to self-doubt, to just feeling out of control when we have the pieces to be able to pull it together. We look like we're successful. We look like we feel fine. How can you show up? How do you pull that together? And so I started on a journey of uncovering my own fears throughout my lifetime, all the way back through childhood. Could not believe the things that had impacted me, where I was still living from the mindset of a 5-year-old
Gosh.
in an adult body,
Wow.
and feeling that I could find healing. So some of the things that I tell my clients and some of the things I used, my number one tip always when you're feeling really crap,
Mm-hmm.
is, and by that I mean, like, I was not getting out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
It was severe depression for me. And I've been prone to depression my whole life.
Yeah.
It's genetic. And number one is always helping others. To me and to almost all the clients I've ever worked with, that is a number one point.
Wow.
Get up, make a phone call. You don't even have to get your clothes on. Go out and smile, even if it's like a joke to you.
Yeah.
Where you're like,
Mm.
I feel like absolute, and you pass someone in the grocery and you just smile. And
Yeah.
you're like, this is hysterical. I feel like this is some kind of cosmic laughter, that I should smile because I'm so miserable. And they smile back. They
Yeah.
don't know. Like, just starting to see how you impact people. When I went through a terrible divorce years ago, it was me getting involved with, Amnesty International and other organizations, helping women in other countries who have no resources at all,
Yeah.
and realizing the comparison of, like, not that my troubles aren't real for me, but how fortunate I was and how many resources I had.
Yeah.
Nature is also huge for me. Being present is part of nature. I don't care if you're just in a room looking at your house plant, listening to recordings of rain. Bring nature in. If you can go out, I live close to nature because it's what really sustains me.
Yeah.
We are nature. We forget this.
Yeah.
We think that we're somehow supposed to be able to carry all the cares of 8 billion people, feed ourselves a diet of news and negativity, and somehow be just fabulous.
Not
That
gonna.
is not
Ah.
sustainable.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I love squirrels. Squirrels are one of my favorite animals. I see them outside my window all the time.
Yeah.
And there just seems like there's thousands and millions, like even in just a few acres, but I can't even imagine, right? If all the squirrels around the world were worrying about every other squirrel, as opposed to saying, how can I take care of myself so that I can bring goodness to the world, so as a human, right? How can I take care of myself so that instead of increasing misery, and this is something I love to share with my clients, and I know we're probably running out of time, but I'm just going to share this briefly. When I give up and decide to live in this dark space, I'm increasing the misery in the world.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing any light to myself. I am not giving myself permission to have the light. Maybe I say I don't deserve it, whatever that might be. And I'm not bringing it to anyone else. So I'm becoming a drain.
Yes.
And becoming a drain is a choice. Because even if I don't get out of bed for myself today, I can get out of myself bed for someone else. My life might never be perfect, but I can still get out of bed and lend a helping hand locally. I can make a phone call. And we know as you start seeing other people lift, it's so lifting, and it's worked over and over and over and over again in my life. So that's what I encourage people is when you feel like, increase the positive vibe in the world and it will come back to you. It is a boomerang.
Yeah.
Even though it might not fix all your problems, when you create joy, you can create joy when you are not joyful. My other book was Live for Joy. So,
Ah, lovely. But that is so true, Anne. That is so true. And actually, a conversation I had with Chris Free the other day talking about physical pain, and how helping other people will distract you from that pain. It's the very same sort of thing. If a 2-year-old falls over and hurts themselves, you distract them, don't you? Oh, look at this out the window. Look at the birdie over there, because they forget the pain and they're not crying anymore. But if you go, oh, did you hurt yourself? Oh, let me see. It's got a big bump, isn't it? They're going to carry on crying because you're feeding that energy, that negative energy. So what you're saying is not only spread the joy, which we know that if we raise the consciousness and we raise that positivity, it will be infectious. It's a great infection to spread around, but also you're distracting yourself from you. You're distracting yourself from the whole pain that you are going through. But you've got to get on that first step of getting out the door, getting with nature, and seeing who you can help and who you can support. And even if you're not physically have the energy to sit next to someone and go, how can I help you? And, oh, I understand. And, oh, that must be so terrible. And you're not ready to share their burden and be there and listen to them, but just physically smiling and waving and I'll carry your bags for you to the car, or I'll buy you that coffee, whatever it is you can do where someone goes, oh, that's so lovely. And when somebody acknowledges you and sees you, then you're valid.
And it's such a reflection on it is such a reflection on your health. And this is medically and scientifically proven. People who isolate and shut down, and I am very, very prone to this, and I know this, and my father is like this. Right. You deteriorate more and usually faster. My father has very advanced Parkinson's. It was very quick onset. And he has always made a choice to feel sorry for himself. He has always made a choice to isolate so that he doesn't feel shamed by his condition. He brings only this sad, draining self-pity to the world. And I love my father dearly, but it is so sad. And he has gotten worse. The disease is a terrible disease, but also this inner focus, all I can think about is my own pain and suffering, has really destroyed him. And his life will be much shorter because he has no spark. Yeah. I have an elderly gentleman friend, and his wife has Parkinson's, also fairly advanced. Her choice and her personality, how she chooses to live, is she sits out on her porch in her chair every day and talks to all the neighbors, and they come talk to her. She gives them advice, and they bend over and give her hugs. And she lives this creating joy amidst her own pain. And she thrives. She and my dad could have their end time come at the same time. And I wish them not to suffer. Yeah. But what is happening in between is not only better for the people she's touching, but it's better for her mental attitude, her health. So reaching out is really, even if you just do one thing. And I've been on dark places where I've laid on the floor for a year and watched TV and cried. I've been in those places.
Yeah.
You have to reach out, and you have to be, my last little snippet here of what I love to tell my clients is to be self-compassionate. There's a difference between self-compassion and self-pity.
Yes.
Self-compassion is the adult, healthy version of you
Mm-hmm.
that you would use to help a child, to help an animal, to help a dog, to help someone in dire need. And you have that capability, but we tend to punish ourselves instead of turning that kind of nurturing energy towards ourselves as well. So as you try to reach out and nurture others, also really try to nurture yourself. Give yourself a hug. I just posted that on X the other day, a picture of someone in the mirror giving themselves a hug. Give yourself a hug and have some conversations with yourself. They do this in therapy. We do it in coaching. Unbelievable. Have a conversation out loud with yourself. No one's listening.
Yep.
With your small child who feels all of this coming in and that they're completely and utterly helpless, and your wisdom and your adult capability, regardless of your condition right now. You can have some very emotional moments. Let them talk to you. You talk to them, and realize that you can be there for yourself. And that self-love gives you the capacity to share joy with others.
Beautifully said. Well done. I know sometimes when I've done that sort of, is it NLP technique or some technique about, literally rubbing yourself and caring for yourself and having that heart for yourself. And then whether you're looking in the mirror or just talking to yourself, it's like you're not alone, because quite often when you're that down, you're that low, you haven't got the energy to do anything, but kind of doing this kind of energizes you, and then go, right, now who am I going to go and help? Let's go and say, let's smile at somebody. I'm going to go to the local shop. What I do in my village is I'll go for carry a bag, take carry bag with me, and I'll start picking up the litter. Not a lot of litter, to be fair, in our village, but I will find it, and they'll be putting it. People go, "Oh, you're picking up the litter? That's not." And somebody will talk to me. I don't even have to make the effort to talk to them. They see me doing a good deed, and they will talk to me, and then you feel good about yourself, and they will smile, and then you can go home going, "Oh, life's not so bad."
And I think that some guys, like you were saying, you hugging yourselves. Some men, some women are not into that hugging. Maybe they don't like to be too close to other people sometimes.
Yep.
So I've also found that what works really well for me, and I do like to hug, but also is hand clasping with yourself. It's more like standing in a circle in a support group where everyone's holding hands. Give your own hand a squeeze with the other hand.
Yeah.
There's something powerful. Like, actually, I'm doing it now, and it's making me have tears in my eyes because I feel it.
Yes.
It's the kind of energy. I squeeze someone's hand like, I don't even know you, but I love you, and it's going to be okay. And then when I feel that on my hand, I'm like, ah. So yes, using these tools and techniques are absolutely priceless to a life well lived.
Absolutely. And on that note, thank you so much, Anne. If somebody is going to take your advice and maybe wants a bit more information, or maybe wants to have a chat with you, or just to say thank you, what's the easiest way for them to get hold of you?
Just pop on my website, and it's my name, Anne Scottlin, ANNESCOTTLIN, AnneScottlin.com, or ask someone who's showing you this video. They'll give you my contact. I'd be more than happy to have a chat. Shoot me an email, which is also contact@AnneScottlin.com. So reach out. I'm not hard to find. If you Google me, you will find me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And from Collaboration Global, one of our fabulous members, it's a real joy to have you as part of the community as well, with your wisdom and your support and your help. And I know, you've had a tough year just recently, as do many of our members. You go through these things, it's life experiences, but you have always been a shining light. And I really thank you for being part of that.
Thank you. Thank you, my like-hearted friend, and be well, all of you.
See you soon. Take care.